Good evening, friends. My name is Kavas Tokyo, and the topic that we're discussing is what ails the agricultural sector in India. So I would like to present my point of view. I think that the most obvious problem that faces our country is the fact that there are too many small-scale farmers, like farmers who are earning day-to-day basis and who are just living to earn their livelihood for just in a small scale, unlike the farmers in America where it's like large scale farming and all. So the situation of farmers is pretty bad in our country, and just as we have seen in recent news with the Punjab protest, like the farmers there unsatisfied with the bills passed by the central government, it shows the agriculture situation in our country. And a lot of this is because the government are not focusing, they are not, the words, they are not, the mainstream is like not based on farmers, improving the farmers' standard of living or like their way of living, but it's based on profit. So that's one of the main issues. And also because the agriculture sector in India, it has to deal with the overpopulation as well. Like it's not easy to meet the demands of an ever increasing population. And not just that, I feel like there's a disconnect between the people in rural areas and especially those in remote areas. They do not have they do not know about the latest government schemes such and such that farmers can avail. And also they are not up to date with all the technologies or like the things that can be availed for their benefit. That's all.
Hello, my name is Alessan Pichik, and my views on the elements of the agricultural sector in India is similar to what Kuve has said. First off, it's the farmers in India are not up to date with the information or the technology that are available in the modern era, and most of the farmers are illiterate, and they don't really have that means of gathering this information or going out and searching. They don't have that network to know what's going on and the information of the new technologies. And the same thing that Kaveh has said is the overpopulation in India, and it's the agricultural sector is it's not really an easy fit for the agricultural sector to reach all of the population in India, which is 1 billion people. And then the other thing is also the financial problem, not having enough money or the budget to avail these technologies that they can use for the betterment of their farming techniques and all those things. And even the farmers, since they are illiterate, it's they are not even aware of the new technologies that's coming up and ways of producing crops which shouldn't really be available, like those hybridized seeds which are made genetically engineered, which can resist all those environmental issues and which can make them grow in unfavorable conditions. They don't have that information, or they're not aware of all those things. And these things, all these things, I guess, it sums up to elements of the agricultural sector in India.
My name is Murali, and I'm going to speak regarding the problems in India, regarding problems on agriculture sector in India. As my friend has already talked much about the problems faced in India, I'd like to add on some points. In India, mostly agriculture sector in India is good, but it's not that up to the mark. And in India, the farmers are not educated enough, and they do not know much about the new innovations. And, one thing the farmer faces the problem is bad water supply. And in India, in most part of the Indian countries, Indian states, farmers depend on rainwater. If the rainwater is not sufficient, their crops die. And I would like to also say that farmers lack training. They are not well trained. I think that Indian government should take an initiative to start some programs related to agriculture in India, and they must train the farmers with farmers. They must train the farmers regarding agriculture, and they should also come up with good schemes so that they can help the farmers to do good in agriculture. And I also believe that in India, most of the agriculture seniors are old enough. That's why their thoughts are old. They should retire their post and give chance to newcomers, so that new people can come up with good thoughts and good innovations to do the betterment for our country in agriculture. And also in agriculture colleges, I think that the education system should change. It should deal more with the practical knowledge rather than studying. The students should be trained well so that they can do something good in future and do something for the country. In India, it's that the students are mostly taught about it, but the practical knowledge of the students are very less. It should not be that case. They should do the things practically in the field so that it would be helpful for them, and also they could do something good in future.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Neha. So, according to this topic, when we talk about agriculture, the main key and the main reason behind that is the farmer. And farmers, they are the one who produce this food, and they are the one who works in the field and producing food and growing crops to meet our basic daily life, like eating and right from the dinner, breakfast, and lunch. So talking about this, I like to give up this one is like we celebrate Farmers Day on every year in 31st December. Every year we celebrate Farmers Day, and the main problems in agriculture sector in this India is that some of the farmers they paid maybe higher taxes that are given by the government, or the students who are also like study in agriculture. They after studying in agriculture, they didn't have a job, especially in my place also. Like many of the agriculture students, they are unemployed till now, and besides that also the prices, we can see these days the prices of the food production is very high, and because of this GDP and all, and also during the COVID-19, it has made a great loss to the farmers, especially because where they cannot supply enough food because they cannot sell their goods and their production to the markets and all.
Hello everyone, my name is Visha Kasar, and based on this topic, the problems of agriculture in India, I would like to share my point of view. Like mainly the problems I feel like it arises from rural areas, like what my friends have said that they don't have they lack the knowledge of knowing about the new technologies and all. But also there are some farmers in India like they don't know how to follow it also. Like they still follow their indigenous knowledge, which means their ancestor knowledge. They still follow like they don't want to use the new technologies like the pesticide because they thought like the pesticide and insecticide leads to the problem, to them. And but uh, if they use the pesticide or in recommended dose, then it will lead to the production and to the best yield. And also, I feel like the problems mainly in rural areas is the channel problem, which means lack of transportation, their areas and all. And also, these problems it can be solved. I feel like through extension officer, they are the one who connected between the farmers and new technologies. So I feel like in these extension officers, they should work more on that. They should focus more on rural areas, especially the place where it's like very underdeveloped. And as we all know that farmers, they are the one who can raise the economic development of our country. Like mostly 30%, they can raise the development of our country. So we should focus more on that. And yeah.
My name is Rebecca. So all the points have been put forward by all of them. So I just want to say that since these agricultural practices are mostly practiced in rural areas, we should try to reach out more towards them only and then provide them more advanced technologies, teaching them how to do it effectively, how to operate them.